No, you look fine.
That's what we want.
You look fine.
Just to be natural and, we on?
They still call me the farmer.
That's okay. I like the farmers. We're speaking with Ann Hoehn.
Yeah.
On Black
Horse
Lane. Excuse me.
And you have to speak loud because I don't hear good.
Well, we're just going to ask you to tell us when you moved here and what it was like when you came and why you moved here. And
well, we live in New York City. Well, first place, I come into this country when I was not quite 19.
From?
From Czechoslovakia. And I live in New York. Then this is my second marriage. Hoehn. I was a widow when I was 18.
Oh.
I had a boy 11 months old. You know, that time in Europe, the people were dying like flies. It was that the flu, that there was no cure. So I lost my husband. He was only 21.
Oh, my.
Then when I had the boy, I just don't know what to do. There was no way I could go to work. I can't do nothing. I had to go back to my folks. So I started thinking, what can I do? So my mother has a distant cousin in this country, and I know his mother. I went to her and tell her the circumstances where I lost a husband and all of that story. So she wrote to him, and before he answered, they sent me visa and ticket. Never know them, never see them or anything. So I went there and then the hard part was I had to leave my boy behind. He was 2 years old then.
And what year was that?
That was 1922. So I left him over there and he was by my father. So I come back here and I work here for 7 years. I keep working 3 jobs. They're talking about today the hard time. I didn't have a young life, a social life. I have to work night. You know, when I come here next week, I had a job cleaning the offices. Then couldn't speak one word of English, you know. So then I got the first job, 4 hours a day, $10 a week. Then I got another job myself. This one was from 4 o'clock in the morning till 8. The other one was from 5 afternoon till 9. So I couldn't go anywhere at night time, socialize. Then I get myself third job. I went to work in a Green Arrow luncheon, and that was another $10 for 5 hours. So if they talk about the hard time, they don't know what hard time is it. So then I went to, I work and save my money. I want to bring my boy over. So I went over to Europe. I figured I'm going to bring him over. Well, I wasn't fully American citizen. I only had a first papers. They won't let me take him. When I see what they're doing today, I get terribly annoyed. What I have to go through, and they just, anybody come around, they put them on a relief. They don't have to worry. So that was a hard thing to leave the boy behind. So I had to come back here without him. Wait till another 5 years. Then I had my paper, then I could bring him over. So what did they do with the laws? I don't know. And anybody the people bring you over here that time, they have to be responsible for you for 5 years. You couldn't go on a relief or help anywhere. those people was responsible for you.
Mm-hmm.
So when that time comes, so I went back to Europe and I bring him over.
That's nice.
He was 12 years old. So now he's got 4 kids, grow up. He's in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And my Agnes and him is 15 years apart.
Uh-huh.
Because I was, about 10 years or so widow. I didn't want to get married.
Mm-hmm.
But they're getting along beautiful, you know.
That's nice.
So then I had a brother-in-law in Chicago, my first husband brother. He didn't have no children. So he come into New York with the idea that he was going to take my son for summer vacation. I didn't like it. I know this is no good. So he went. I said, when it's time to go to school, high school, you come back. So when time come, he says, Mom, I don't like New York. I want to stay here. I was shedding the tears again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I couldn't bring him over here. So then I feel I could force him, because he was underage, you know. I could force him to come back to me. But then I feel this way. If I force him, I probably turn him against me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to lose him.
Mm-hmm.
So let him stay. So stayed, and he's still there.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother-in-law had no kids. So he right away started to give him $10 a week, spend money. That was a big money then, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So he had a good time, but he was always a very good boy. He never got in a trouble or anything. So then my brother-in-law thought I was going to marry him.
Mm-hmm.
I said, no. So my son, this late years, the uncle is gone. He think that his uncle loved him, and he find out that he didn't. As I could tell you that from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
He only pleased himself that he had a foster son,
Mm-hmm.
his brother's son. So I was so happy that he really find out the truth.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't care how he hurt me. He just pleased himself.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my first story in the USA.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I worked 3 jobs for 7 years. Yeah.
And you lived in New York City?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we lived in the Forest Hills for a while. That's where Agnes was born, in the Forest Hills.
Mm-hmm.
But I like New York. When we move out over here, I kind of cry.
Mm-hmm.
I said,
Mm-hmm.
you know, when we bought this place with $400.
Did
That's
you?
what we have saved.
Uh-huh.
But I'm glad we did this. I had a roof over their head now.
Mm-hmm.
So
So you've
come
seen it
here.
all? Okay, go ahead. I didn't want to interrupt.
I didn't hear you.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
There was no electricity here. There was no plumbing any kind. The house was terrible.
That was
terrible.
1940?
Mess, yeah.
Mhm.
Terrible mess. The lady was over here before we bought it with the goats and pigs and everything in the house.
Mm.
I scrubbed them dirt from the animals in every room in this house.
Mm.
You know, I went through that window to look at it in the house. I had a friend of mine, and she says to me, if you want to buy a house, first thing you look in the foundation and the beams in the cellar. So I don't know anything about that, but so I come through that window, went downstairs and looked in the beams and the foundation. My sister said, she was here with me, if you're going to take this place, I thought you always had a business head on, but not after that. So, but we clean this room, paint it, scrub it, and that's where we sleep. Till we can go to the next room. Anybody take the house like that, they have to be crazy. But when you don't have the money, and we want to get out of the city, come to my daughter. Because we live on a stoop floor. And she stands by the window there, and she listens to the kids on the street. And she repeats everything. I says, oh my God, we cannot raise a kid like that. So she was the reason that we really come here. And I'm glad she was. So now I have 18 great-grandchildren.
Good for you.
Yeah, I have 18 great-grandchildren. I started with my 8 grandchildren. Now it's 18 grandchildren. And this month I guess going to be 2 more. Johnny's wife's going to have a baby. Susan's going to have a baby. So I'm very fortunate. I had a beautiful family.
That's good. That's nice.
Nice kids.
That's good.
But sometimes you have a hard time, then it changes and life changes, and you should be thankful for everything what you get.
That's right. That's right.
So I tell you now, you want to know anything else?
Oh, well, tell us about your little hobby.
What?
Your hobby with bees.
Oh, my bees. I miss them.
You still have, oh, you're gone.
No, I don't have any more. I can take care of it. But I love it. You know, I have a friend of mine, Mrs. Tovasa. She lives on a copper mine road over there in the Franklin Township. So she had a bees. I used to go to her, and she gave me the injections with the bees. I wish I got that picture out of it. We went behind the bee house, put my pens down, and she gave me the bee in there.
For arthritis, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 of them.
That's the...
2 of them. And you'll be surprised with that 2 injections how I felt good after.
Really?
Yep. Now, when I was coming last time from Europe, I met the doctor on an airplane. And we started talking, and we brought up the bees. So I told him that I got that venom from it and how good it is. He said, but we used that long time in Europe. Why they don't use it here to help the people? And it really is help. When I got the first time, when Agnes was going to get married, we went shopping. And we come back, and there was a pear tree over here, and the clustered bees hanging on it. So my husband says, Mrs. B was over here, brought you wedding present. I said, Mrs. B, I don't know Mrs. B, I know Mrs. G. So then he said, here it is, was the bees. Well, we didn't have no box, I didn't have no outfit or anything. So we went to looking for, we know some people used to have a bees, if they have any box, so we could take the bees down. So we find a box, and I went to, and not my husband, I went and I get the bees done, and I got stunk. Oh my God, my hands, my face, all over. But you know, for a whole year, I didn't have no pain. For a whole year, I didn't have arthritis pain. But I had plenty venom. They let me have it.
So it's good for them to
Yeah.
sting us, huh?
It's got to be a honeybee.
Gotta be a honeybee.
Got to be a honeybee. Not a wasp or anything like that. It's got to be a honeybee.
Oh, wasps are terrible, and yellow jack, they awful. You know, there used to be Gallinger up in the road over here, and they used the wooden stove inside in the house. So she went in the woods, and there was a old stamp there. She hid it, she was going to pick the wood in the house, you know. And she got stung with a yellow jack. Oh my God. So she called me up, no, what can I do? So I had a rubbing alcohol, I took that with me and went up in the road. I want her to go to the emergency because I figured they're going to kill her. In her hair and all over. I stuck her in that alcohol, you know, rubbing alcohol. And she was all right. But I tell you, it was enough to kill anybody. They're terrible, those yellowjacks. See, they could keep on stinging you.
Right, the honeybee only can sting you once.
Which
Yeah.
honeybee sting you only once, and then she died. But the yellowjack, they could keep on stinging.
On the Gasco farm, they would take the bee and they would put it right on their hand or wherever they wanted to put it, and they get stung, just like she says that, you know, that's the way they do it, right?
Lousy thing.
I was just saying, on the Gasco farm, they used to do that too.
What?
Over on the Gasco farm, they used to do that with the honeybees.
Oh, yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Pete and Eva and
He, that was one of them was my brother-in-law, the Gascos.
uh-huh.
My sister died just about 2.5 years ago. And
John, right? Was it John Gasco?
no, this was Joe.
Joe Gasco.
Joe
okay.
Gasco.
Yeah.
He used to sell eggs and things.
From Hillside.
Yeah, yeah. So they were married, I don't know, way over 30 years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So how has Black Horse Lane changed in all these years that
Well,
you've been here?
I tell you, with Mr. Reichler coming around here and see what it is, he will just turn it around and go back.
That he would do.
Because he says, this is not my place. We had a bad neighbors over here. I mean, they don't bother me. But the Royal Oak is
Mm-hmm.
not so good.
Mm-hmm.
They steal those cars and everything. And TV, I read in the paper. So, township changes. You can even say how.
Mr. Reichler would probably want it still to be all a park.
Yeah.
He liked the parks. He'd come in school and
He was a good man.
he came, I can remember him coming in school and he's, we're going to have a park in South Brunswick. We'll have a park. So he's a politician that did what he said he's going to do.
He likes to help the people, Mr. Reichler.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
He always used to stop in here. And when we first got the electric power over here,
When was that?
gosh, let me see. It was in the 40s. I don't know exactly the year. Oh, wait a minute. We got the power in the second year we were here. That's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
No,
We have somebody that wanted to pull the line through. It was going to cost a lot of money. That's why the neighbor Sassos and all that, they didn't get it because they couldn't afford it. So then one day, guy come around from the public service. We get to talk to, I had some lady was on a vacation here. So I says, well, what can we do with that? We could get the power in and it won't cost us so much. So he says, there was 4 houses over here that time. He says, is everyone will take it, the electric in when we got it, when we bring it over? I said, I'm sure they will. So I went to everybody and signed and we get it for nothing.
very
So
good.
they wanted, I think it was about around $4,000 they want to bring the electricity over. Just like they brought the water and sewer here. They want me to pay over $6,000, the township. Well, you know, years ago when I was driving and things, I went to the meetings on the township. I went every month, and when I come in over there, I said, well, boys, you know what I'm here for. I says, I will not pay for that sewer bring over there because you didn't bring it for me. I didn't ask for, I didn't need it. You collect from the industry because you brought that for them, not for me. Every month I want to tell them the same thing.
Very good. Every time you got a bill, right?
Then
Notice?
I pay nothing. And if I didn't fight, $6,000,
Mm.
a little over. So then they sent me a letter that was pay in full with the industry. But they take from them $4,000. From me, they wanted $6,000.
Isn't that something?
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the way it works.
That's right.
Yeah. So,
Did you ever wish that you had gone back to Czechoslovakia?
oh, I was back there twice.
Did you?
Yeah. No.
Which part?
Oh, that was years ago. Was under the Hungary.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I went to school, we have to learn Hungarian. Now we used to have the books, Hungarian and Slovak.
Mm-hmm.
And when the gendarmes, you know, that's the cops,
Right.
coming over, we quick put those books under and put the other ones on. Because they will punish the teacher. So
Now,
there was a, I don't know what you call it, over here they call it discriminating, but there's a politics there too.
Mhm.
were you near Prague?
Oh, I still hear from them, yeah.
No, were you near Prague? Where you visited? Was that near Prague?
No, that's in the Czech side.
Oh,
She's from the
okay.
Slovak side.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Prešov. Near Prešov?
Mijava. I come from Mijava.
And that's where, north,
That's in Slovak.
north or south?
Well, I don't know. That time we don't know which is north and which is south.
It's like it would be the eastern side of Czechoslovakia.
And see yeah, south. I think it's the south. Yeah.
Because now it's separated again. It's the Czechs and the Slovaks.
Yeah.
Slovakia on one side
Right.
and Czech on the other side.
Yeah, I see now that, what's his name? Trump's got in trouble now.
Ah,
They're separated with
Yeah,
his
Trump.
second wife.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh. Mhm.
So maybe he think his Ivanka will go back to him.
Maybe.
I don't think so. She's too smart for him.
mhm,
Yes.
mhm,
Yes.
Yeah. But he asked for.
mhm.
And our new, what is she? Secretary of State is Czechoslovakian.
Yeah. I don't know why they separate. I have no idea why they separate from Czech. Well, in a way I do have an idea because Czech always thought the Slovak was done. They didn't have the education as good as the German and the Czechs had it, see. But they always look in the Slovak down. But there was, I guess, good reason. I don't know.
It's a harder country. It's all the wealth is on the Czech side, and all the hard work and
Yeah.
the mountainous areas on the Slovak side.
It's mostly agriculture.
Right.
But they had factories too. But mostly agriculture.
When were you there last?
Must have been about 15 years now. I went there after my husband was gone. Yeah. You know, I was so surprised. I had a nephew there. And the house I was born, there was no electricity, nothing. You know, we had clay floors. And there was solid like that cement out there, you know, that you mix in the thistles from the threshing the weeds and all of that, and it's solid. So we had that, and there was three women, the mother-in-law and two daughter-in-laws. As I grow up, I never heard one harsh word between those three. When I see the lot of places like over here, it's always, if it's a jealousy or it's a hate or whatever it is, bickering. So it was, I was a shepherd girl, I was a goose girl, geese, because they have everything, you know. We had a shepherd because my grandfather had a lot of lamb, you know, a lot of different. So I was raised on the farm till I was 11. And then at 11 I graduated from grammar school. Well, I couldn't go any further in the school. I had to work on the farm. You know, like my father will go to forest, cut down the tree, and I went there, pulled that saw with him, you know. And when the tree was ready to go down, boy, he chased me away because he didn't want me to get away. I wouldn't get out on time. I know hard time.
Have you noticed that there's more trains running on the track?
There's a lot of trains running on the track.
I've noticed that too.
Yeah, a lot of trains running on the tracks. Especially before you know, the leaves open, you see them all the time go by.
Many more than a few years back.
Yeah.
It's like the old times back in the 40s now.
So, the guy liked to buy the place. He owns on the bottom my field and on the back of there too. And he had a property back there. And he needed the entrance to go there. So I said, if he's gonna pay my price, I'll sell it to him.
How many acres do you have?
What?
How many acres do you have?
Four.
4?
It's exactly square, 400 by 400. Yeah, but he need the entrance for the other property.
Right.
Mr. Hoehn, what's his name?
Albanian?
The big builder, you know.
Albanian.
He's a rich man, he could pay. You know, it was so funny. Day before yesterday, the guy stopped in, and Louis happened to be here. And he wanted to know about somebody, I don't know who. So he says, he worked for government. And he go back, like today he's supposed to go back to Czechoslovakia. I look him over. I says, he's a gypsy. He looked just like the gypsy. But he was playing God that he's playing, working for government. And I didn't talk to him, but Louis did. I was going to ask him, which government, this one or in Europe? All kinds of things. One time, we had a dog and was barking and barking. And Jack didn't bother to go out and look at it. So then he keep on barking. So next morning I go to cook. I missed 12 chickens. That was the gypsy camping on the highway there, so they got my chickens. Yeah.
You probably got them from the railroad too. People would get off and, I know my mother used to feed them. They come to the back door and she'd feed them.
But it's not so much no more like it used to be, you know. But we got the worst ones now. My Agnes says, Mom, keep that door locked. I said, don't worry, nobody will take me. But they don't care if it's the old people or not, see? Knock them down. So it's easy to knock an old woman down. I even could trip on a straw. I go down so easy. I just had that cement walk putting there a couple of weeks now. I fell twice out there on those rocks. And I can't get up. See, I have no strength in the leg. I can put no pressure on it. So, about a month ago, I fell in my bathroom. And I couldn't get up.
Gonna have to get you some more bee venom.
Yeah. And then I have a friend of mine over here. She says, give me your hand, I pick you up. I said, are you kidding? I said, I am dead weight. You won't pick me up. So then I called my cousin John on a church land, great guy, you know. So he come in right away. and two of them picked me up. So then I fell out there, but I rolled out of those rocks. So I had the senior citizen necklace, you know, now.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good.
Because my Agnes was so worried that I'm gonna fall and
Right.
nobody around here, you know. I said, well, summertime is not too bad. I could stay out there. But winter time it would freeze.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
So do you get to the meetings, the senior citizen meetings?
Oh, in the golden age, nobody go down to the other one, the regular township senior citizen. But Tuesday I watched the township committee meetings. Sometimes I wish I was there.
I can understand that.
I will give them a hard time too. You know, we I told Louis, I says, get after the foreman from the road. I think, is that Olson?
Yeah, he's the supervisor now, yeah.
Had to come to clean the ditch. The water can drain off because it's clogged up. Well, he didn't come around. I said, if I had a car drive like I used to, I'd be on a meeting. And I let everybody know that I asking him for that job. Yeah. I mean, today, if you want anything, you have to fight for. But I just think it's not like it used to be. I'm too old for that.
Did you ever use the train station in
Oh,
Dean's?
yeah, yeah.
When did they close that?
That was closed in the 40s yet. Not too late in the 40s, because I used to go across the tracks to the nurses over there. They got the first TV, and we used to go watch the TV there certain day. What was his name? The guy.
The Weber's TV?
I don't know. They call him Uncle. Yeah, what that guy want to build on that corner?
I don't
On the
know.
Dean's Land and Black Horse Land there. Where we used to cross, go to the station.
Yeah, I don't, it's dug up now.
He cut up the woods, but what can he build there?
Well, I don't know, maybe we're going to put a new train station in.
That's what I was wondering. That's what I was wondering.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
What can it, so close to the railroad? You go to the city though, the houses are backed right to the railroad.
Yeah.
It's too close to the railroad, too close to both sides of the road, front and side, and must be maybe some DP. Yeah. Well, years ago you didn't need no permit to build. You build what you want.
That's right.
Well, I guess it's good, and then again it's more hardship. And when they build those houses, they build them like a matchboxes. Not to build a house like this old house. Everything is prefabricated. How many years that can stand up?
Yeah.
Like they used to say, if you want to build a good house, you have to put a good foundation, and same thing go for the children. If you want to raise them good, you have to start from the beginning. Yeah. So, anything else you would like to know?
You have any questions, Steve?
No, I really don't.
Anything?
So Agnes went to school in Dean's.
Yeah, for whole 8 years. And Mr. Shirley didn't want to put the bus over for her that she could ride the bus. Next year when she didn't go, then he let the bus come in. She worked out. No matter what the weather was, she walks. And I used to have her old jalopy when she started in the morning. I took her in, pick her up. But it was hard. But I won't let her go walking today.
No.
It's not safe.
No.
So they could ride the bus nice. It's, you know, I sit on that porch there, and when the buses coming home from the drop the children off, they all come in this way. Because they park over here on the Royal Oak there.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they're turning in or whatever it is, it's easy for them, but they're all coming down this way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for speaking with us.
Oh, I talk now.
No, you did fine.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome,
Okay.
dear.